Hello, hello.
Team Falcons on an absolute tear so far this DreamLeague, only dropping a single game, but Liquid already running at them here in game one of this best of three. Tofu very low as Skitter tries to swipe down on him. First blood goes to the Ursa as Crit is the trade out already.
Hello.
Drawn in a super cool matchup between Liquid and Falcons. And Lacoste, looking back at the stats, you know, SVG talking about old dogs and old tricks. Maybe there's a reason for this, that Falcons are dipping back and reliving the history of their roster.
Oh, EDF mask. Oh, shit.
It was a ton of wins. This year, Liquid have had their number, though.
They did. They had win during Wallachia. They eliminated them from Wallachia. But other than that, so far in 2026, they have their number. But in 2025, it was just a disaster. And really glad we're seeing Clockwork, Gary. This hero feels very good, especially when you play it from a position 5. You are playing a bit of a different game. You are played with a ranged turret, which means that you are going to be putting skill points into his ability. You are not going 0-4-4. You're actually playing the hero. But the cogs are what's imbalanced about this hero. It's just too good, but you can see right now that he's trading really well.
It's just a howitzer machine gun, just shooting projectiles non-stop. Crazy. Right now, doing a decent job trading into Crit.
It's also gonna matter a lot in this lane, because Crit, he did skill telekinesis in the lane, which is not a skill that you want to be starting with. You don't have a way of securing the range creep, and panel did talk a lot about Mars. As a Mars,
Ui, bà chả kêu bà đi.
this hero
Chứ nó cũng là đẹp điều này. Kêu.
have a place in meta compared to some other offlaners what he brings to the team, and you can already see some downside of it. McKay does manage to deny the range creep because as Mars, you're also committing pretty heavily. It's 90 mana to be able to kill a creep, and also
Oh, ကျွန်တော်
he really didn't
ဟိုဟာဖြစ်နေတာ
any of the big buffs.
ကျွန်တော်လည်းလက်မောင်းကိုက်လို့ခုန
Heroes did
အာ
receive in the previous patch, and he was also not in a good state in 7.
ပုံပိုလေးဆက်ချက်အာဖယ်ကွန်နဲ့ over နဲ့ဗောဖယ်ကွန်ကြိုက်တယ်လေ ADF Mars နဲ့ပြီးနောက်ကကျတော့ Marine Bango နဲ့ Skitter Asa Sneaking Chan လေပြီးရင်ဟော Crit ရဲ့ Rubik မိုက်တယ်အပိုင်ကောင်းနေကြီးပဲဖယ်ကွန်လုံးဝ comfort ပဲပဲဗျာဒီ comfort ပဲတွေကတော့ဟိုဘယ်လိုပြောမလဲမတိုင်းတော့မနှိမ့်အောင်ကောင်းနေစောင့်နေအာကိုက်တယ်
Going in there and blowing him up. But Bo3 should have the upper hand overall in the trades. He's allowed to get these 1v1 set up.
ကျွန်တော်ဘာဖြစ်သွားလဲမသိဘူးအာညောက်လိုက်တာနဲ့နားနဲ့
Marine. The Pangolier.
EOG ကိုကောင်းတယ်ဗျာ share ပဲ
We've seen that
You
quite a lot.
Jay.
I would say Void Spirit being more popular from the mid lane. Like, not the most popular out of Spirits, probably the least one, but the hero still feels good. I think a couple of tournaments ago, people did figure out the build, let's call it, where they were going for Urn of Shadows, and then going for Yasha, Phase Boots, picking up the Shard, especially one Shard was also revealing wards. That was the Imba part, which also...
ဒါပေမဲ့ channel တော့ပါနော်အဲ့တခုကနည်းနည်းတော့တန် channel အာစာနဲ့ဆိုတော့ပြောလို့တော့မရဘူး channel ဘာတော့တည်တဲ့အတိုင်းပဲအရန်တာယာသွားပြီဆိုလို့ရှိရင် အာဒီကအကောင်နေနဲ့တက်လာရင်သိရမလား
That's something that they do have, because lane
ဒါမှကာလို့တော့ရတော့ရပါတယ် SF လည်းရှိတယ် voice separate ပြီးတော့ကျတော့ who win push what တွေပါညာတွေပြီး glow up call တွေပါညာနေ
You have telekinesis
Gain rồi à?
into tower. It could be pretty big. Deep sky.
It's a rough one. There's also something to be said as well about...
Nếu mà nó phải phải sợ
I know a couple of their members have been saying...
တခုလေးတော့ကြည့်
They
လိုက်
don't like it when their Razor, their Mars, are strong and popular in the meta because it means everyone's playing it. They'd rather have their heroes be slightly weaker so they can be specialists and no one else touches them.
This is
Maybe now it's a situation where Amara is like, Mars sucks. I'm going to show you you're
It's
wrong.
also EWC time. We're getting close to TI as well. They don't want their heroes to be that good. They want to specialize into picking the heroes when they're just good enough, but nobody wants to touch it. And it's definitely showing. So far, in the last 9 games that they played, here at DreamLeague, they won 8, and they won 8 in a row. So they're on a big winning streak right now.
Yeah, it's massive. Snaking, tracking back onto Bo3. Pretty annoying when he's got a couple of creeps chasing you. Chen just making sure he controls the entire zone in that bottom jungle. Gets the bounty rune, and knowing that Skitter is Ursa into Centaur, you don't really have to worry about him being in too much trouble. Early on, before level 6, Centaur could get munched on. And the panel, what BSJ was talking about Battle Fury heroes, right? We saw that PA, we've seen the Faceless Void.
Yeah,
occasionally.
Shadowfin Battle Fury, that's the new thing. Definitely gonna happen. Ursa is the one. Yeah, there aren't as popular because you have Tinies, you have all these heroes who kind of farm super fast. Marine, he's trying to push the limit, gonna pop the glyph.
Yeah, diving at the tower, another swashbuckle and a few hits. All the fairy fires there for Nisha, so no solo kill as he's got the dissimilate to dodge away.
Nicely done by Nisha. He actually lives because he does have his raid band got delivered, but he also has Slippers of Agility, knowing that everything that Pango does have is going to be minus armor and it's going to be physical damage. So getting that extra bit of agi does increase his armor by 1, which does make the difference.
Just slide on the floor and slip away. Even bringing Bo3 and Tofu in here. It's not even 6 minutes in, but that's left your Shadowfiend completely isolated. Marine giving him the tip as well as he dies to a rotation out of snaking. Amar getting his hands on the kill. That's a very good start from Falcons. With this kind of lineup, getting a start like this feels very good for them.
As long as you're not feeding in the lane with Mars against Clockwork Shadowfiend, you're gonna be okay. Like, you can get trapped, but they also have Lift against Clockwork, which is one of the better supports overall in the lane. And what's important about Mars is that he is getting the solo XP. Once the lane is pushed in, you want to be getting all of that solo XP. You don't want your position for to be getting anything.
Oh, they got the lift
from Rubik.
With the Chen
Nicely
and
done.
Ursa. So much damage just comes through onto that Centaur who thinks he's tanky. But then you've got that bonus attack speed out of the Penitence. Fury Spikes come in quickly. Now Malrine has spent the swash, but he's hit level 6. Doesn't have the ulti just yet. I don't think Clockwork was going to really be able to get to him. But now knowing that he can't get access to the active rune,
Marine ဆက်ပြီးပါဗျ
dip back into jungle for a little bit.
စင်ပြေနေတယ်ပေါ့ Marine မှမှာ33ကဟို31
Because right now,
မကွာပါ
Marine, he's farming in the jungle,
Ace
doesn't have
ka?
too much mana to work with.
26 Marsက
But he also
29
didn't put a point.
အစား38
Just a farming
အ
tool.
ဆက်က
Before that,
32
not sure if he was the one who started it or was it
Balance
ADF
drop
from
it, I
the
don't know.
bot lane who kind of went 4-4-0 and just focused on the farm instead. I mean, it's also a damage, it's a kill, but you're also dealing more with your spells compared to having to, you know, use 150 extra mana for your ulti to go off.
Exactly right. Is that mana efficiency?
Yes.
Just cast 2 stronger spells and having that third one, which kind of burns out. Amar trying to get to his level 6 as well. And it's also the case of not necessarily
Mars ကို
wanting
ကြည့်
to
အာ Mars ကိုကြည့်ရမှာ
all in on these early
ကဲ
fights.
ပြောရင်ဆိုရင်လည်း ADF
Try and hit this timing.
speed ကတော့လွဲသွားပြီ
Shrines are being contested.
ကော်ရီယာကော်ရီယာရောက်တာတော့
Bottom spot.
အဲ့ဒီမှာ skitter အောက်မှာ short
Yeah, look at that. Wow, he
EDF ကိုပြပါဦး
knows
EDF
what he
ပြတ်
did.
သွားတယ်
He's like, yeah, I really fucked up.
I gambled and I lost.
Oh,
Well, you miss 100% of the wisdom shrines you don't contest, right?
that is true.
Famous words from Lacoste. Marine Dragon Wave. But yeah, you know that your timing is a bit later, right? Your Ursa no longer that win lane kind of hero necessarily. More of a get a Battle Fury, hit your timing with Blink, BKB Basher. So you're kind of thinking, okay, 20, 25 minutes in, that's when we're going to hit this big peak. You don't necessarily need to play fast and play early here as Falcons. Liquid, probably sitting in the same boat as well, though. Looking at the Shadowfiend as the big turret, the man to stand by.
အာဆာကိုဘလို့ offlane hero မျိုးနဲ့ထိန်းသိမ်းတာအာဆာရဲ့အဓိကအားသာချက်ကဒီကောင်က
Marine
အဲ့ level 3တွေဟို
is dragging the creep wave,
Fury Swipe
maximizing his
ခုတ်
farm.
လေ
And
ဟို
something
ဖြစ်
to
လေ
point out, when you have a Chen in
အဲ့တော့
the team,
ဒီကောင်ခုတ်တဲ့ down ခံနိုင်တဲ့ hero မျိုးကိုရွေးရတယ်ပေါ့နော်ပြီးတော့နောက်တစ်ခုကကျတော့ဒီကောင်ကခုတ်ချင်တယ်
pulls
ဒီကောင်ရဲ့ ability တွေကိုလေ့လာလိုက်မယ်ဆိုရင်သူကခုတ်ချင်တာဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်သူ့မှာ overpower ပါတယ်အမြန်ခုတ်တယ်ပြီးရင်တစ်ချက်ခုတ်တယ်နောက်တစ်ချက်ခုတ်တယ်နောက်တစ်ချက်ခုတ်တယ်အချက်ရင်များလေဒါမျိုးပူချမ်းတာလေအဲ့လိုလိုက်ခုတ်နိုင်ဖို့အတွက်
Hey,
အချက်ရင်မြန်မြန်ခုတ်ဖို့အတွက်သူ့
you're
ကို
going to bring heroes to deal
overpower ဆိုတာထည့်ပေးထားတယ်ပြီးရင် a shot ပေါ့နော်ခုံလိုက်လို့ရှိရင်တစ်ဖက် enemy ကနှေးသွားတယ်အဲ့တော့မှကိုကနှေးမယ်ရန်သူနှေးမယ်ကိုကမြန်မယ်လိုက်ခုတ်ဟုတ်ပြီဒါသူ့ရဲ့ concept အဲ့တော့သူ့ကို counter ဖို့အတွက်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်သူ့ထက်ကိုက तू ကနှေးပြီးလိုက်ခုတ်တာဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်
you have Stampede, but
သူ့ထက်ကိုက
if you
မြန်
have it, you can
မ
definitely
မြန်ရင် तू အဲ့လိုမျိုးနှေးပြီးလိုက်ခုတ်ဖို့ကြိုးစားတဲ့အချိန်မှာသူ့ကို stand ပြီးထားခဲ့ရ
a little tankier, but still not
ဟုတ်တယ်မ
to
လား
sit
အခုဆိုရင်စံတော်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒီကောင် a shot 3နဲ့ overpower တင်တယ်ခုတ်မယ်လို့ကြိုးစားတာနဲ့
freedom for
ချက်ချင်း stand နဲ့
4,000
ရေးသွားတယ်
already, leading the pack.
ပြီးနောက်တစ်ခုကကျတော့အာဆာဒီခုနပြောသလိုနှေးမယ်ခုတ်တာဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်သူ့ထက်မြန်တဲ့ hero တိုင်းဟာသူ့ကိုရှင်းထိန်လို့ရတယ်
Even though net worth and kill
ဥပမာ ADF ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်
we talked about the
အာဆာနဲ့ထိန်းမိရေးဆိုလို့ရှိရင် Facebook ရဲ့ win list ရဲ့ဝယ်တယ်တိုက်ဟန်တာတော့နဲ့ဆော့ပြီးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်
Soul Ring.
အာဆာကြိုက်သလို like ခုတ်ဒီကောင် Facebook နှိပ်တယ် win list လည်းပါတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်အာဆာတက်ပို့ပြီးတော့ movement speed မြန်တဲ့တော့ဒီကောင်အမြင်နဲ့လွတ်တယ် အဲ့လိုမျိုး
As an offlaner, really hate it. It didn't sound as much at first, but 5 seconds. It doesn't synergize with your spells. You're not going to be farming as fast. Crit. In trouble, but it's like he's going to be... not really. What was that range? It felt like he hit him from 350 range.
What was that
Long
motion?
weapon, yeah.
အဲ့တော့သူ့ရဲ့ concept ကရှင်းရှင်းလေးပဲဒီကောင်မြန်အောင်လှုပ်ပြီးတော့ overpower တွေပါညာတင်ပြီးတော့ like ခုတ်တဲ့အချိန်မှာမင်းကသူ့ stand ပြီးထားခဲ့မလားဒါမှမဟုတ်မင်းကသူ့ထက်မြန်အောင်ပြေးမလား အဲ့နှစ်ကောင်နဲ့သွားလို့ရတယ်
Turns his sword into a spear.
Alright, let's see it again.
အဲ့တော့မားဆိုလိုကောင်မျိုးဆိုရင်ဒီကောင်အဲ့လိုမျိုးကို
Extending his staff.
like ခုတ်ဖို့ကြိုးစားပြီဆိုတော့ねကိုက speed ပြစ်ပြီးထားခဲ့လို့ရတယ် review နဲ့ရိုက်ပြီးထားခဲ့လို့ရတယ်
He jumps up and
ကောင်း
down
တယ်
lands on the
ဆိုလို့ရ
ground.
တယ်
Mini earthquake onto the roof to kill him.
visitor bot လိုကောင်မျိုး visitor bot လိုကောင်မျိုးလည်းတော့ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့သူကနောက်ကျောပေးလိုက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာမာတယ်အဲ့တော့အာဆာ like ခုတ်ပြီဆိုတော့ねကိုကဘာမှလုပ်စရာမလိုနောက်ကျောပေးလိုက်ရုံပဲ level ဒီကောင်ရဲ့ဟို visitor bot လား level 3နဲ့ level 3ကိုတင်ထားမယ် level 3မှာဆိုရင်2ဆင့်ပေါ့စုခါတာ1ဆင့်အဲ့လိုမျိုးနဲ့ဒီကောင် like ခုတ်ဖို့ကြိုးစားတိုင်းမှာကိုကနောက်ကျောပေးမယ် brazier ဆက်ထားမယ်ခဏဝယ်မယ်အခုနဆန်တော်လိုကောင်မျိုးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်လည်းvanguard ထည့်တယ်ပြီးလို့ရှိရင်တော့ကြတော့သူလိုက်လာပြီဆိုရင်ထောင်းပြီးထားခဲ့တယ်ဘယ်လိုကောင်မျိုးတွေနဲ့မသိတော့ဘူးလဲဆိုဥမာ N9 offlane လိုဟာမျိုး N9 မှာပါရှိတယ်ဘာမှမရှိဘူး Stone Stone နဲ့DK နဲ့ပဲရှိတာဗျအဲ့ဒါမျိုးကြတော့အာဆာဆောက်ပြီးမဆိုင်လိုက်ရိုက်ရင် N9 လိုကောင်မျိုးကမြန်လားဆိုတော့လည်းမမြန်ဘူးစတန်ပြီးထားခဲ့လို့လည်းရလားဆိုတော့လည်းမရဘူးအဲ့လိုကောင်မျိုးသေးတယ်
I don't think you do either.
တိုက်ကြီးလိုကောင်မျိုးcash back တာလောက်ကအာဆာမမှုတော့နိုင်အောင် movement speed မမြန်ရင်
On him back to half
တိုက်
health.
ကြီးလိုကောင်သေးတယ်
Pinged by the cogs, but Malvin and Skitter, they're both here. There's the arena
Right.
onto Nisha, knowing that
သူရဲ့ concept ကရှင်းရှင်းလေး
they'll stampede and try and dodge away. He'll get pinned to the side of the
သူနှေးအောင်လုပ်ခဲ့သူ stand ပြီးထားခဲ့ဒါမှမဟုတ်ကိုကမြန်လို့
problems for Malrine, bouncing on
Got
the
the shield
spot,
crash off.
trying to get out with a swash and the crash, but
But
again,
look
these
on him,
cogs,
yeah.
problem
Yeah, they're gonna
for
go
them as Tofu just lays it in, giving Mickey the double kill.
Now the carrot
ဘေးက support နဲ့ဆိုင်မလားဆိုဆိုင်တာပေါ့အများကြီးဆိုင်တာပေါ့
took them way
ဥ
too
မာ
long.
ဘေးက support က shaman လိုကောင်မျိုးဖြစ်နေလို့ကတော့ခုန
Best.
Mars လိုကောင်မျိုးတွေစန်တော်လိုကောင်မျိုးတွေ Bizra Bat လိုကောင်မျိုးတွေသေတာပေါ့ဘယ်လောက်မလဲမ Bizra Bat ဆိုလည်းနောက်ကျောလိုက်ခုတ်တယ်ဟိုဟာဖြစ်တယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ Asa ရဲ့ support က shaman ဖြစ်နေတယ်ဆိုရင် Has အရင်ပြောင်းမယ်ပြီးရင်ရှက်ကဲချီထားလိုက်မယ် Asa မျက်နှာချီတဲ့တဲ့ခုတ်မယ်သေတာပဲလေနှစ်ယောက်တစ်ယောက်ကတော့ဗျာလဲအားလီမှာဘယ်ကောင်ကြီးပဲဖြစ်နေသေတာပါပဲ
They're heavily committing. Ursa using the ulti as well.